From IllinoisFarmRadio.com, this is The Farm Show. I'm local farm broadcaster Jared White. Our guest on today's program is Kim Knowles. She is the Energy Policy Specialist with the Prairie Rivers Network. Kim, first off, thank you for taking time out, joining us here on The Farm Show. I appreciate that. It's good to have you on the program. First time, I believe you and I have had a chance to catch up, so let's just start out with a little bit of background. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about your role with the Prairie Rivers Network.
Sure. Hi, Jared. Thanks for having me. Again, Kim Knowles. My role is Energy Policy Specialist at Prairie Rivers Network. Prairie Rivers Network is a nonprofit. Our office is in Champaign, but we really operate statewide. What I'm going to talk to you about today is part of our clean energy program. Mm-hmm. And specifically, this is part of a larger initiative that we've designed to help rural communities in Illinois learn about and perhaps take advantage of this myriad of programs that are coming out of the federal government to help communities transition to renewable energy.
Mm-hmm. I think
just keep going, Jim.
No, I think it's a great idea because, there are a lot of things coming out of Washington that local rural communities may not be aware of. So I think it's a great idea to have a resource like this provided to communities.
Yeah, I was thinking about this before we talked. I mean, there's so much coming out of the, lots of folks call it the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law. It's also known more formally as the Infrastructure Investment Act. There's so much that I can't even keep up. So what we're doing is our focus is on rural. So we're trying to identify those programs that prioritize rural. And that is one of the priorities in this program we're going to talk about this morning. And it comes out of the US EPA, and it's called the Clean School Bus Program. Mm-hmm. And what we'll talk about today is the first rollout of that program is actually a rebate program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. A release came out, it caught my eye, and that's how this interview kind of came about. So it's the Clean School Bus Rebate Program announced by the US EPA. Kim, kind of give us the details. What is entailed with this?
Oh my God, there's so many details. Let me give you the bird's eye view.
The overview, I guess.
Let's start with the bird's eye view. So this is a broader initiative, and it's called the Clean Schools Bus Program. It's actually a $5 billion program over 5 years. This portion, this is the first rollout. It's, again, the Clean School Bus EV Rebate Program. It's a $5 million program. It's just the first of many. And what it is it provides rebates to eligible entities for replacing older diesel or combustion engine school buses, right? Mm-hmm. And what rebate means here is that it's actually EPA. If you get awarded one of these rebates, you get the money before you even purchase the vehicle.
Really?
So it makes it really easy, much easier for school districts and other entities to participate and get the benefits.
Mm-hmm. Really, and I want to go more into the program, but just hearing this is a great opportunity for rural communities to get a slice of this pie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but so there are certain classes that are prioritized in this award of rebates, and rural communities, they're coded. And those coded 42 and 43 are among the priorities. So they will get priority when the awards are given.
Mm-hmm. With that coding, does that mean anything, for our local communities? Obviously, they probably know their code, I would guess.
Yeah, this is new to me too. 42 and 43 are both rural codes. And I'm afraid I don't know the details of that. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm.
That's all right. But so what do we need to do if we're a public school official who happens to hear this and wants to get involved with this? I mean, do we have to have the purchase of, clean buses lined up to be involved, or what's kind of the process?
Well, EPA hasn't even put out the guidance yet, but is expected any day now. And that will get into more of the details. Mm-hmm. But the first thing they're recommending is to go to sam.gov and register as an entity under sam.gov and get your number. The second thing they recommend is contacting your utility. Now, the application period will be open between May and August. And the nice thing about that is there's no priority if you get your application in May, right? So you have school districts and other entities have the summer to figure this out and do an application. But those first steps should be taken. I can't emphasize it enough. That should happen quickly. And also, I wanted to say a little bit about what the rebates are.
Sure.
So the priority areas, again, are rural. Give me a second. Rural, low income, and tribal. And so if you're in that priority area, you are eligible for a larger rebate. And also, I wanted to say a little bit about what a clean school bus actually is under this program.
Mm-hmm.
One, there's what they are calling zero emission buses, and those are electric buses, right? They run by a battery. The battery's charged by a charging station. There's no tailpipe or emissions. There's no pollution. And the clean school bus, the other clean school buses in this program are compressed natural gas and propane, right? And the rebates are awarded depending on what kind of bus it is and what size the bus it is. So the zero emission, the electric buses that are larger and heavier can get a rebate up to $375,000. Which is incredible.
More to come with Kim Knowles, the energy policy specialist with the Prairie Rivers Network, here on The Farm Show from IllinoisFarmRadio.com. From IllinoisFarmRadio.com, this is The Farm Show. Again, I'm local farm broadcaster Jared White. We're continuing our visit today with Kim Knowles. She is the energy policy specialist with the Prairie Rivers Network. Kim, talking about the Clean School Bus Rebate Program recently announced by the US EPA, and you were mentioning some of the dollar levels there for the rebate program. And man, it really is an excellent opportunity for school districts is kind of the primary thing. But you've mentioned a couple of different times there's other potential applicants there. What are some other potential applicants that could get involved in this program?
Yeah, and I think this is really important for the audience because public school districts, obviously, but other parties that can apply are, because not all public school districts, especially rural, own their bus fleets. Mm-hmm. So these rebates are also available to bus dealers as long as they partner with a public school. It's also available to private fleets, and this is a lot of rural school districts contract with a third party, and they run their buses. So this rebate is also available to those private companies running fleets as long as they partner with a public school district and of course are serving a public school district. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times, a superintendent from a rural district might say, well, we don't own our buses. That has nothing to do with us, but actually it does. And those schools can still benefit greatly under this program.
Yeah.
Wow. So I've encouraged people not to say, that's not about me. I would really encourage them to look further into this.
Sure.
Because these rebates are never going to be higher. They're never going to be better.
Is this kind of unprecedented in this sector to see these kind of rebates from?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's also very new. I mean, EV buses are very new. So, that influences the precedent level.
Sure. Very much so. So, again, a great opportunity there. And, Kim, if folks want to learn more specifically about this Clean School Bus program, what's the best avenue to go?
I would say EPA's website, which all you have to do is Google Clean School Bus Program. Yeah. And there's a wealth of information. You could also sign up to get news about it. They can also contact me. We are really excited about this, and we're planning webinars. We're planning conversations. Anyone who's interested can contact me at Prairie Rivers Network.
And when it comes to contacting you at Prairie Rivers Network, what's the website for Prairie Rivers?
prairierivers.org.
Easy enough, so folks can jump on there to find out more. And Kim, thank you for breaking down the program for us. Best of luck with that. It'll be exciting to see what other kind of clean energy initiatives come out that we can potentially discuss.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Kim, before I let you go, anything else that we should cover with this program?
Just wanted to make clear that this is a replacement program. It's a rebate replacement program. So EPA is working to replace older diesel buses with newer, cleaner buses. Mm-hmm. And again, that these are very generous rebates, and now is the time to act. And I'd be happy to help anyone, any school district that wants more information.
All right, so reach out to Kim at the Prairie Rivers Network, and of course the EPA website is mentioned as well. Kim, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Also on today's program, what is the future for biofuels and the gradual transition to electric vehicles? Gary Crawford has this report.
Some farm groups continue to express concerns about the Biden administration's goal of transitioning from fossil fuels to electric vehicles. However,
we're talking about a big and complex transition, so there's no question that biofuels are going to be a very important part of America's energy mix.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg visiting with farm broadcasters at USDA this week, and he said, in fact, there's still plenty of opportunity for growth in the use of ethanol and other biofuels.
To include the maritime sector, which has proven very hard to decarbonize and could potentially benefit from biofuels and other fuels with lower life cycle carbon emissions. I would also point to aviation. We're not going to see electrically propelled wide-body jets anytime soon. But what we are seeing is a move towards sustainable aviation fuels, where I believe the Heartland could play an important and exciting role.
He did say that good sales in rural areas of the new electric pickup trucks do point to a possible future for electric cars in rural regions. Gary Crawford for the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
And once again, our guest earlier on the program was Kim Knowles. She is the Energy Policy Specialist with the Prairie Rivers Network. Here on The Farm Show from IllinoisFarmRadio.com. Remember, that's where you can go to hear all of our ag programming streamed live and archived to listen to anytime. This is local farm broadcaster Jared White reminding you to email us your ag-related items. farm@randyradio.com is our email address. Once again, that's farm@randyradio.com. And also reminding you that if you eat, you too are involved in agriculture.
Your local web portal for agriculture grown locally. Available 24/7.
IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
Click the Ag News tab for the latest agriculture news, market prices, even machinery prices updated daily.
IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
Click the Weather tab for the latest Central Illinois weather forecast and conditions.
IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
Your local web portal for agriculture grown locally. Available 24/7.
IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
A service of the Miller Media Group.